Hi, welcome to Corky's Tea Time. Well, it's like an Indian summer here, so I'm still wearing tank tops. And it is warm, believe me. It was warm all day today, nice and sunny. And I hear tomorrow, this weekend out here, we're supposed to be in the 80s. And I'm like, oh boy. So we went thrifting today. And I picked up this shawl at Value Village. And it's double-sided, reversible. So on one side, and this collar detaches by buttons. Okay, it's held on there with buttons. So if you decide you want to wear the shawl without the collar, you can just unbutton it. It's 100% acrylic, hand wash, cold water, lay flat to dry. And so here's the thing. It's got this pattern on the outside. And it's solid beige on the inside. And you can reverse it if you want. Okay? And it has the fur collar. Okay, I'm going to put that over here. It's hot. It's really hot. And I think wearing this with just a turtleneck, long sleeve turtleneck, that's going to be enough to get you in and out of the car. Oh, excuse me, I guess the day's catching up. Oh, my goodness. Oh. And so that was at Value Village. And then the other item I got at Value Village, I have to move something here so that I can show you what I got at Value Village. And at Value Village, this is pretty cool. Getting ready for the holidays is what I thought of when I saw this. It is a shortbread recipe book right here. Okay, you see that? All right, and this says, it's got the registered trademark, and it says 1992 Hill Design. And this is the little recipe book that's attached to it. And you make your shortbread dough, and you press it into this little pan. This is like stone, if you can hear that. And you bake it in the oven for at 325, and then each recipe had like a different set of minutes in it. And so some might be like 20, some might be like 25 minutes, excuse me. And they said these designs were old vintage butter molds, and they used every single detail that was in the butter molds. They've used it for this shortbread cookie making. It says that when you take them out of the oven, you see where the lines are? You take it out of the oven and you turn it upside down like on your cutting board or something to cool. And these little lines right here, you cut it while the cookies are still warm so that you can have the individual serving size. And that'll be nice for having tea or cocoa or for making gifts. So we're up to 2 useful items. No dust collectors here are allowed. And so we have that nice shawl that keep us warm in the winter time. And then we have a blouse here. This here is very nice light blue. And it's brand new, tag still on it. Let me get up here to the collar. This here is a Liz Claiborne, brand new, still with the tags attached to it. And this tag here is a little pouch, and it has the spare buttons in it. And you can see the label right there, Liz Claiborne. It's the prettiest blue, and it has a nice pointed collar. See the pointed collar? Then it has 3/4 length sleeves that are cuffed, and they're just gorgeous. Okay, so this had to have been in the office wear section. And the Liz Claiborne, I usually think that's carried like at JCPenney's, I believe. So that must have been in the office section. So useful items so far are the shawl with the fur collar, a blouse, the cookie press, and of course, we had to walk the aisle at Goodwill. and look and see if we could find any teacups. I didn't expect to find any. But here's this teacup here with these gorgeous roses on it. Just gorgeous. But if you could see the way the flowers and the leaves are painted, they are, of course, to me, they look very vintage. Okay? Just the detail in the leaves and the color choices really, really look like they are vintage. Now on the back here, it clearly says made in China. Okay? But here's the thing about it. Right above where it says made in China, it has 3 waves of water. It has Chinese characters, which is what their alphabet would be. And behind the water is like a palace. And then in the distance behind that is another palace. So I don't know if they're saying this is where it's from or this is where you go to find out it's made. But very, very pretty. Very nice. And that's a lot of detail for a tag for made in China. Because nowadays things that say made in China, it just says made in China. And this is curved made in China. Usually nowadays everything's straight across made in China. That I am aware of. I haven't seen anything. And this is very dirty and very dusty. It must have been sitting like on a garage shelf or up somewhere and never used or something. You know, so it's going to get a good washing and some bleach and be used. No dust collectors allowed here. So I'm walking through the glass section and I see something. I'm like, nope, you don't need it. You don't need it. You walk away. You don't need it. And I was like, oh, but it's so pretty. And I touched it. And I held it in my hands. I looked at it. I admired it. And I stuck it back up on the shelf. And I went to walk away 2 steps. I'm like, but it's blue. I took 2 steps back and I picked it up. And this is just, to me, so gorgeous. Can you imagine coming to the table to serve somebody with this here beautiful blue hobnob cake stand? Now here's the thing. It's heavy. Either it's heavy or I'm getting weaker. Here's hobnail all the way around. Here's herringbone lines with the flower petal detail here and in the center. And I'll bring it up to the camera to see how much detail I can show you. Isn't this just gorgeous? Just beautiful. And even on the stand, the hobnail goes around. And I'll bring that up to show you. And just gorgeous. And it's heavy. It is really, really, really heavy. All the hobnail all the way around on the pedestal. So pretty. So gorgeous. Now I do have 2 other cake stands and I need to let them go and find them a home. I have a white one with a ruffle ridge. And I have the clear one with the dome lid. Buy the ones with the dome lid if you're strong enough to lift off the dome lid. They really work. They really do keep your food moist underneath those dome lids. It really does work. The only complaint I had, it's so heavy. It is very heavy. I could always keep my dome lid and put it with this blue one, but I don't think so because it's so heavy. So I know those 2 cake plates, I will have to find a home for them. And just like I have to find a home for this cabinet over here. That purple cabinet right over there, that is solid oak. And it's just gorgeous. It's solid. It's strong. But somebody had painted it with the purple chalk paint and they didn't do it right and didn't finish it. You can't just throw chalk paint on something and call it a day. You know, you got to do it right. And so that needs to find a new home. And then our house is still for sale. And I would like to I went to the thrift store. It was an impromptu thing. I went going looking for pants, didn't find any pants, you know. Slacks, nothing. Sweatpants, nothing, you know. Because what happens is, even though it says it's your size, is that the previous owner, as many times as they wash them and dry them, they shrink. So the size on the tag is not what you really wear, you know. So that was the whole purpose of leaving the house today, was to go look for slacks at a thrift store, and we didn't find any. Found other goodies, but no slacks. So with the house being up for sale, I would love to pull my sewing stuff out and get to making some slacks. It can take 2 to 3 weeks. It's called sewing stitches. Are longer than what you really think sewing takes. Some people think it's just a straight line and you're done. You have to wash, dry, iron the fabric. You have to iron out your patterns. Then you got to pin everything down. Then you got to cut everything out. And then you have to pin the pieces back together so that you can start sewing them through the sewing machine, you know. And this is all a matter of time. And then there's life in between every step. So a pair of pants could take 2 weeks to 2 months, you know. So I can't drag anything out with the house up for sale because it's a very big inconvenience to have to put everything away. So with that being said, we'll just see how things go. So I hear some chatter about tomorrow. Hopefully that person who said that in faraway land, it stays over there if anything happens. I doubt anything will. I think we're all going to wake up tomorrow. We'll be fine. Tomorrow I will pop in to check and make sure everything is right with the world. And I will talk to you guys later. If you like these videos, please click like and subscribe. It really means a lot to me. Okay? And it really motivates me to keep these going, you know. It's just really a nice thing, you know. And so anyways, I'll check back in tomorrow and we'll just see how we're all doing. Okay, y'all take care. Good night.